Today's phrase that pays is go big or go home, and that's exactly what we're doing in today's video. We're going extremely big, bigger than we've ever gone before, and this deck was inspired by someone who ran me over on the ladder with this thing, and I had to try to build a version of my own, and it is a Selesnya Ramp deck built around the Tarisk as well as Cultivator Colossus. Obviously, Tarisk being casted has haste and is able to fight everything, which is fantastic for finishing games, but the Cultivator Colossus draws us a boatload of cards and drops a ton of mana to get us to the Tarisk if we have the mana in hand. How do we have the mana in hand? We have things like Yasharn to get us 2 lands when it comes into the battlefield. We also have Wrenn and 7, and we have some additional win cons like Felidar Retreat, but ultimately this deck just plays really well with having a ton of lands in hand, so it has a full 28 lands in the deck, more than I've ever run before. And it seems to work out really well with that many lands, believe it or not. It's a very fun, powerful deck that has a lot of nuance. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy today's video. There is going to be a full deck breakdown at the end of the video, so stick around for that. In the meantime, there's a link in the description below for the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, don't forget to give the video a like as well as a subscribe. Both are free ways to help support the channel, and they go a long way. With that being said, enjoy today's games, guys. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Selesnya build. I ran into this bad boy on the ladder. This thing was sweet. It absolutely dominated me. It obviously uses some really big creatures like Cultivator Colossus and the old dinosaur that I still struggle pronouncing. I looked up how to pronounce it and I thought to myself, I'm probably going to forget how to pronounce it at some point in this game, so we're just going to go ahead and put it on the board.
Tarisk.
Whenever we need to reference that, that's what I'll go ahead and do. So but today's deck is sweet, man. We utilize these really big creatures, right? They're massive, so we of course have to ramp really hard to get there. This hand is okay. So this deck is running a lot of mana. It's running 28 lands, so that way we can continuously draw into lands with the Colossus and, you know, keep that draw state ever flowing. But also, you know,
Tarisk
is really good. Being able to play it from our hand fairly easily, just to continue attacking in and fighting things is really nice. The fact that it has Ward 10, pretty unstoppable with that as well. Pretty curious to see what they take here. Either the Wrenn or the Glorious Sunrise. Either way, pretty bad for us. They take the Wrenn in 7, which honestly, I'd prefer them taking that. A Planeswalker is a little easier to deal with than an enchantment resolved on the battlefield, so I'll take the Sunrise. It should be a little bit harder of a stick. It gives us a lot more options too, not just drawing cards, but also, you know, gaining us life if we need to, seeing that as, you know, our opponent's trying to burn us as well. So Bank Buster, okay. No third land drop. Uh-oh, opponent. All right, let's grab a... Doesn't really matter. We'll grab a white source, though. All right, we're looking good. I mean, we got the Stomper on board now. We curve right into the Sunrise. Sunrise draws us some more cards, and from there, I think we just kind of take over the game. All right. They give me a nice... I'll give them a thanks, sure. I didn't really do anything. I just kind of ramped into a Glorious Sunrise while they struggled with mana, but... All right, they're drawing a card. I still don't really know what they're up to. It looks like a Rakdos control type of a deck. Not sure. Not sure, but let's just keep refilling our hand. Our opponent's not putting any pressure on us as far as life total goes, so we're just gonna take our time, kind of peruse around a little bit here, chill out. Next turn we'll be able to have 7 lands for the Stomper to be activated, also Cultivator. So let's hope we draw into another land here. That way the Cultivator could just draw us a boatload of cards. That would be fantastic. And then hopefully we find
Tarisk
off the top. Oh, I thought that'd be such a great idea. You know how many people get so triggered when you mispronounce cards? It's actually kind of crazy. So I figured instead of you know, learning Tarisk and then maybe accidentally calling it Tariske again, let's just go ahead and put it on the board and refer to that at all times. There's some treasures now showing up. I'm guessing this might be like a bombardment deck. Be kind of cool. A Rakdos bombardment. I don't know what to do about the bombardment, if I'm being honest. If it does come out, I don't. Oh, I guess I do have one Besage, don't I? Well, hopefully they won't have an opportunity to get it out, because we're just gonna kind of go off here, hopefully, and win the game. Burn spells don't necessarily kill my creatures very well, so burn down the house I'm not too scared of, but I am afraid of spot removal. Meat Hook Massacre is going to be hard pressed to keep up with the toughness of, let's say, the Cultivator and whatnot. So most things I'm pretty okay with, but if this is a bombardment deck, I've got to imagine there's going to be a lot of spot removal. Keep the card draws coming. Mana is officially almost infinite here. Another Doomscar though. These are 3 very irrelevant cards. I only have 3 in the entire deck, so us finding that is kind of annoying. Finding 3 of those is very, very annoying. It's like what's the one card you don't need? I'm gonna give you all of them in your deck. Ren and 7 would have been so nice right about now too. That duress really kind of screwed us up. All right, the opponent's contemplating on whether or not to take 4 here or to play some sort of removal or draw a card. Okay. All right, that does give him a body here to kind of block the 4 damage with, so that does work out for them. Again, though, bombardment. We got to figure out what to do with that bombardment if it comes down. I don't have a solid answer for it. Stomper has vigilance, by the way, so no problem for us there with that attack. I'm nervous though. If they do get this bombardment down, I mean, we're kind of screwed if we can't get rid of it, because it does snowball a lot quicker than most of my stuff snowballs. So I'm hoping for another land off the top again, so I can Cultivator and then hopefully just start a spam of drawing effects to maybe get these things massive, and then look to just run them over with one trampling effect of the Glorious Sunrise. What's the move here? I think they're really debating on whether or not to play that bombardment though, because they probably don't have a 2 mana or less spell to cast to trigger it right away. So it seems like, if I'm guessing, you know, if I had to take a guess, that's what I'm thinking. They probably have bombardment and no way to trigger it. So they're like, well, what's the point of playing it this turn if I can't trigger it right away? It's just kind of taking a turn off. I think, again, if I had to guess, that would be my guess. Or they have spot removal, which it looks like they might. I mean, they're highlighting that Colossus quite a bit here. Infernal Grasp would be pretty annoying. What's it gonna be? I don't blame them. It's probably a really hard turn. 3 Unexpected Windfalls, and you know they're not just running Unexpected Windfalls. If you ever see Unexpected Windfall in their deck, they're guaranteed to be running Big Score, because it's an even better version of that card. So looks like they're probably running 8 total. All right, we do get the land. Cultivator, a Colossus. Let's get them to 10/10s. Our retreat's not terrible. Let's foretell another Doomscar for no reason. And I'm gonna keep drawing cards for now. There's no way we can close the game by plussing and trample, so we already have trample. I'm gonna go ahead and just attack in as is. They're probably gonna, you know, double block the Stomper so they can just put the, you know, the extra 1-2 points of damage from their devils onto it and kill it. As far as the other 10, they're probably gonna have to take it because it's got trample. So yeah, exactly what I thought was gonna happen. All right, Stomper's dead, no big deal. We're gonna go ahead and put the Felidar Retreat down next turn, put the land down, give vigilance, and then pump the team with trample, and hopefully that should be enough to close out the game. Again though, this game is, I know I could play a land here, but I'm saving it for the Felidar. Again though, this is going to be scary because any sort of spot removal Infernal Grasp, but they just double up on that 4 simple mana that takes care of the board. So, or that. That's not enough though. They still need one more play here. Just a 2 mana spell. I'm a little scared, I can't lie. This is coming down to the wire right now. They got 3 mana now, so gosh darn it. If it was all red, I wouldn't be scared, but they have that treasure. Okay, good sign. I think they're intending to crew the Bank Buster, but they don't know about the Felidar or the extra lands we're about to throw down. I think we got it. It was a little bit of a slugfest at the end here, but I think I'm gonna scrape through here. I don't foresee any 1 mana spell being able to deal with this. Might as well, right? Oh, I was gonna say, might as well activate the Lair of the Hydra there, just in case that a little extra points of damage didn't get through. But we did it. We closed out the game strong there. It was just a little bit of a slow grind there at the end, but my goodness, man, what a card the Invoke Despair is. I thought for sure they were gonna follow that up with like an Infernal Grasp or something, but we got away with one there. GG's. All right, a smashing success in game 1. Felt pretty good. Again, though, I've been playing this deck a little bit now here and there, and it feels really good every time I played it, honestly. It feels pretty powerful. Feels quite powerful. I get to go first with 2 Druid classes. I think that's an okay keep. Doomscar will be helpful. Hopefully this time. We'll see. We shall see. If the opponent plays a white or red source, we're in pretty good shape for the Doomscar. A moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. I just had lunch in between that last game and this one, so I can't quite remember exactly how that last game. Well, I know we were kind of coming down to the wire there, but can't remember the matchup exactly. Short-term memory loss, real thing, man. Real thing with me. My short-term memory's always been really bad. My long-term has been pretty phenomenal. I'll be thinking about stuff later down the week and be like, oh yeah, and like it's like it happened 10 seconds ago. But if you literally ask me 10 seconds from now, I'll forget. Which is why I'm not so great at playing the game of Magic. This is why I struggle. I'll remember what a card does, but then immediately forget that that card even is on the field and then make a misplay. Happens a lot. Azorius, okay, it went from Doomscar's good to Doomscar's bad pretty quickly there. All right. And what do they have here? Revitalize, okay. Revitalize. And then if we could find one more land here, the Glorious Sunrise is good, but I also have to avoid a counter spell, which is super annoying. I really hope I don't have to avoid a counter spell. That'd be super sad. Gosh darn it. They play nothing. What else is new? All right. Let's just go ahead and play out the Yisharn then and get a second land here to play out. And then we'll focus on the Doomscar later because we can't afford to just run this right into a Jawari Disruption. You know what I'm saying? The Glorious Sunrise. Because the Glorious Sunrise is our only hope in this matchup to stay ahead and in the game because of the card advantage that Azorius, you know, has and is capable of getting. March, and they exile a card for that, so they take a portable hole. Now the March here can exile anything, right? You may exile a number one card. Okay, exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Pretty much everything. Okay. So Glorious Sunrise is not safe. It is not safe. I am going to just try to smack him with a land. And it hits. Let's go. Okay, so that does hit, which is a pretty good sign. Probably should have played this Druid class out a lot earlier, knowing if I was playing those lands out, I could have gained a bit more life. I don't think it's going to be that relevant in this particular match, but I should have counted all of the mana prior to that turn and tried to predict that a little bit better. Make disappear. I would have avoided that too as well, because they wouldn't have dared to play that against us had we had lands available. All right, now the opponent's going to -2, of course, on our land. Sad day, but we do get a Glorious Sunrise to resolve, almost guaranteed here. Ooh, we finally hit it.
Tarisk.
We hit the
Tarisk.
Let's get it. All right, not much we can do here, so let's just gain the 3 life. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 2 more lands for this. Gosh darn it. Would have been only 1 more land had they didn't, you know, not remove that other one. All right. Well, we can do it like this. Can do it like this, and hopefully it resolves. I mean, we do have 1 mana to avoid a Jawari disruption, but that's about it. Let's go! It's got Ward 10, baby. Ward 10. Go get him.
Tarisk.
Go get him. Okay, it's dead.
We must protect
That was quick.
people.
That was quick. Oh, depopulate. I should have known. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Finally, though, we're going to be drawing some cards. Hey, we found another.
Tarisk.
Depopulate, though, is a real thing. It's a real problem, huh?
Remember your training.
All right, wish me luck. We're going to need it here. We're going to need it. No counter, no counter, no counter. No whammies, no whammies. Stop. Let's go. Card advantage all day. That's what we want. Card advantage all day. We go here and here. We fight the 3/3. It's dead. Boom. See you later, alligator.
Until next time.
Feeling good. Feeling good. Depopulate. Doomscar. Devastating Mastery would be a game winner. I think they need 4 white sources for Devastating Mastery, though, so I think we're okay there. They really did have a lot of Jawaris that we have avoided by not, by playing around it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, man. We played around a lot of those Jawaris, which I think actually kind of won us the game there by, playing smart and not just slamming things out like the Glorious Sunrise in particular. Not slamming that out on turn 5 was the best thing I did there. But very good game, man. Love it. Love, love, love beating the Azorius control deck. I was really afraid though. I thought for sure our opponent was going to be running Depopulate, Doomscar, Devastating Mastery. I was banking on them running pretty much all of those things. It's kind of a scary keep, I'm not gonna lie. Nothing till turn 4 is a little bit little tough, but if we do get to turn 4, we're gonna have a very fantastic time. If we do get to turn 4 though, that means we're against a control deck, which means we do have to avoid counters again. So I guess this is probably a bad keep, but I knew that already. We already knew this. What do we got though? What's going on, opponent? We keeping? These new sleeves are really cool. Kind of regret buying them though, I can't lie. Because they're really cool, but then I look at my other sleeves and I'm like, my other sleeves are also really cool. So I'm going to use these because I bought them, but they definitely got me though. They definitely got me with this one. All right, let's go here. 2 Colossus. It's kind of a lot of cultivating going on, but hopefully it'll work out. Nothing yet, and we're against Azorius colors, so we gotta imagine it's another control deck. Oh, it's not. Okay. If they make that unblockable, we're toast. Let's play out the retreat. I'm guessing is fine, and then next turn we can look to maybe Doomscar the board to get rid of this Virtuoso, because the Virtuoso is a problem. Don't get me wrong, it's a very big problem we got to deal with. As long as they don't make it unblockable, though, we should be fine with these two cats. They give a shield counter to it as well, though, which is a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. I don't know if we can win this one. Virtuoso being unblockable is one of the hardest things in the world to beat. For me personally, I don't know. I mean, if you have exiling effects, sure, but the fact that they can just slip out the back and protect it every turn too is super annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna concede the fact that we probably lost this one. The odds of us being able to get it, you know, dead is almost 0 to none, just because of if they're throwing away things like slip out the back and they have a shield counter. I mean, there's not going to be a time that this thing is going to be exposed. There's just not. We're taking 12. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Let's get the cat. Let's gain some life, maybe. They slip out the back now. Why? Why, oh why have you slipped out the back? They say good game, which means they've made it now unblockable. Here we go. Flying. That's fun. Yeah, it's a good deck. I mean, Azorius Virtuoso type stuff, or even Selesnya Virtuoso stuff, they're fantastic decks. I mean, they've always been really powerful, so it is what it is. All right, well, that'll happen, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. But we're good. We're okay. We're chilling. Let's see. We got a Druid class into a early Renin 7. That seems fun. That seems fun. A lot of life gain that's going to happen in this game now, which is great. Felidar Retreat's a nice little secondary win con, too. We haven't seen that card kind of go off yet for us, so I'm excited for that one. I got the hiccups now, darn it. Gosh darn it. All right, Druid class, and then they have some sort of interaction here on turn 2 with blue held up. I've got to imagine some sort of bounce effect, but if Fading Hope doesn't bounce enchantment, so what could it be? Turn 2 interactive blue-green. I don't know. Nothing's really coming to mind. Consider, obviously there are certain things, but I don't think that they are. Stomper. Okay, so they're ramping as well. Let's have a little ramp off, yeah. A little ramp off action. I'm gonna go ahead and stick to the Renin 7 play here. I think that's the move. I think that is the move. I'm gonna create the Tree Folk. Hopefully the Ren survives this next turn. I've got to imagine it's going to, because the Stomper can't attack regardless of the situation. And B, they don't have any kill spells aside from sort of fight mechanics, I would imagine. So they're not going to win that fight against a 5/5. And it's a Cultivator, so I think I was correct in playing out the Renin 7 here. It's going to stay protected. And we're looking good. They can still play an additional land here. Do they have it? They do. They do. These are such cool lands. I bought all of these lands. I tried them out. You know what? I should have probably played them in this one. Fading Hope on the token. Yikes. 3, 4, 5. I could technically play this if I hit 2 lands off of this. Obviously, we're going to plus this, right? So let's do that now and see how many lands we hit. 4 lands. Oh, baby. Okay. All right, fill out our retreat. Cat. Cat. Stomper. One counters and vigilance. And now we're in business. Let's go. All right, not a lot they can do about that. Good luck getting through that, that problem. Titan does blow up one of my enchantments. Which one's it gonna be? Felidar Retreat kind of got us all the value I could ask for right now, so I'm kind of okay if it dies. All right, that's fine. Because the Colossus is coming out this next turn, and we're gonna draw a boatload of cards with it, depending also on how much the Red and 7 pulls us here. Another 2 lands. Like, this is gonna get absolutely outrageous here on this turn. Cultivator comes in. Let's see how many cards we can draw. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening? That's what I'm talking about. All right. No attacks. Good luck with your Titan of Industry and through the 16-16. Obviously, you have Fading Hopes in hand, so I'm sure you've got something for it, which is fine because we can then replay it. We've also got your Sharn to get us even more lands. 2 Glorious Sunrises. I mean, I'm okay with everything right now. Everything feels pretty darn good at the moment. I wonder what their top end is if it's just Titan of Industry or if they're also running something like a Cyclone Summoner. I don't know, but we're about to make some really big problems for our opponent here with another Tree Folk and potentially a Druid class land. Some really big threats. Going double Sunrise too to just keep the card draws coming would be really nice. Oh, it's a Coma too. Okay, so they do have more than just the threats we've been seeing, which is a problem for sure. I could Doomscar the board, but I don't think that's smart. And then also Coma would just get indestructibility. I think we just try to run through them and try to make them, force them into some blocks they don't want to make. That seems fine. That seems fine. What do we do with this though? I think we just draw a couple cards for the next turn, or maybe just draw 1 card and then give 1/1 and trample. Yeah, I don't know. I don't quite know. So I could actually grab a... Okay, that's really good to know. All right. This is going to be solid. We're going to force them into some seriously bad blocking situations here. This is going to be good. No. They are tapped out, right? Yeah, so the only thing that can really activate right now is the Coma. They can tap one of my creatures here, which would be kind of sad. Looks like that's what they're probably going to end up doing. Okay. That is sad, but they do lose a 3/3 Serpent. All right, so definitely gonna draw a card and then also 1/1 and trample. All right, let's do it. Swing through everything. Seems fine to me. Just get aggressive here. Get super aggressive. We're at 35 life total, so let's just say worst case scenario, they're able to clear out the entire side of my board. They still can't kill me with the attack that they bring, and we can follow it up with a Doomscar. So I'm feeling really good about the position we're in. I feel like we're extremely far ahead, but I've been wrong before, so we'll see. I mean, they've got a lot of mana to work with this next turn, 3 cards in hand. Anything's really possible, but you know, a Cyclone Summoner. That would be pretty bad. All right, they quadruple block the Stomper for whatever reason. I have no idea. Let's go here. They take the 18 damage, keeping all their big boys alive. But we do have, you know, 3 17-17s on the other end here, and about to be another one. I mean, I could get 2 more actually, but okay, that was actually a card I did consider as a possibility of coming down. I didn't think it was gonna be what we would see, but each player chooses a non-land permanent they control. Return all non-land permanents not chosen back to their hands, huh? So I'm gonna keep this on the field because it has the trample mechanic. Not the end of the world, especially because we have 2 17-17s. Now, again, all I got to really do is play the Glorious Sunrise, give trample, and we win the game. Depending upon whether or not they have Fading Hopes and whatnot. Is Fading Hope non-land as well, or is it any creature? Turn target creature. Yeah, it can hit a land. All right. Glorious Sunrise. They have something. They have something, and it could be the Serpent just triggering again. It could be something like that. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think we should prioritize the Druid class though here to give a land haste and attack through, because if it is some sort of bounce mechanics, even if they have a couple of them, the more creatures the better here. Because I was thinking about Ren and 7, but I don't know, maybe the right play here is just a Druid class. Keep in mind too, guys, I mean, just look at how much land I've gained. I'm sorry, how much life I've gained over the progressive time frame of this game, because it's really important to just know how much I've passively gained life. It's such a big difference maker. Well, I did that incorrectly again. They don't typically tap the dual lands unless you manually tap them like we did the last time. It doesn't really matter at this point in the game, but it could matter down the road at some point. So keep that in mind. Auto tap your dual lands because you want to use your basics obviously as your creature base. And let's go and attack in here. Give everything 1/1 and trample. And I mean, how do you defend against 3 18 tramplers, right? Like, you really can't. You really can't. All right, here comes the Fading Hope. Do they have 2 Fading Hopes? Even if they did have 2, they still die to one of these, so I guess that would bring the Cultivator down though to like a 16-16. They block 6, 7, 8, 9 of it. Still too much damage getting through. Wish me luck. This is it. Moment of truth. Let's go. GG's. Well played. Let's get it. On to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, looks like we got time for one more game here. I did the math on it. Looks like we can squeeze in one more if it's quick enough. But yeah, man, this has been really nice. Running through a coma and some big boys like that. Just running right through them like it's nothing feels so good, man. Feels so good. What do we got? Topiary Stomper into some bigger plays here. We got the Doomscar. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, this looks good. We'll take it. We can take this. Fell at our retreat. Hopefully gonna be another win con of ours. As long as it can continuously get us residuals, we'll see. All right. Mono green potentially, which is a very aggressive list that requires the Doomscar from us. But they play out a Golgari land here. And snow mana. Are we looking at Blood on the Snow as a potential threat down the road? Possibly. They had nothing for turn 3. No land or anything, huh? Keeping a 2-lander, which is probably going to cost them. Especially when we get to 50 lands. I gotta imagine that's not going to feel very good. They might insta-scoop. Because they did take a mulligan. I know how that feels. And then you get a 2-land hand. You don't find your mana. But hey, they found the 3rd land. They might be in this game now. Thank goodness. I'm glad they found that land. Because I didn't want them to auto-scoop. That would have made me really sad. Alright. We can allow this 6 damage to get through. I don't really care. They might throw down fight rigging here, which is a very high chance. Yep, there it is. Little 1-2 combo that we explored earlier this week ourselves. It's not a bad combo at all. Let's see what the card was. A binding. Oh, that means it's going to blow up the Felidar, right? Yep, it sure does. Not a bad find at all. I'm going to take the damage this turn. Probably just blow up the board here with the Doom. With the old Doom Scar. Play the one that's not foretold. Oh, I should have got my 2 damage in. Sorry, I wasn't thinking right there. I was just thinking about my future plays. Yeah, I should have got my 2 damage in there. Yikes. But we do have 6 mana currently on the board, about to be 7, so we can drop down the Colossus next turn, which should have no problems combating whatever sort of creature that they might want to play, no matter how big. And we'll be fine. Okay. No creature on the field for that to go off on. Nice. Okay. We find a land, which does mean we get to ramp into
Terrors.
And we'll be good to go. 7, 8, 9. 3, 6, and then if we draw a land, into our 9th. All right. Binding the Old Gods. How annoying. At least this is going to have Ward 10, so they're not going to be able to just pick prod at it and stuff. So I'm going to go here. Auto pay. Go here. 1, 2, 3. Put a little bit of pressure on them. Get the life total going down a little bit here. Again, afraid of Blood on the Snow because of our big creature here, but the Ward 10 makes me feel really good about it. But sweepers do not. We avoid Meat Hook Massacre. Basically the only card that I can potentially conceive of them having that would destroy us and win the game would be a Blood on the Snow. This is also pretty bad though. A 10-10 Vorinclex into adversary. I mean, a Doomscar should clean this up pretty easily, but I just would rather not. But I have to, so. Another land. Simple Doomscar, clean it up. I'm gonna save both these lands for the Cultivator when I can play it out again. But yeah, just not feeling great about this. A Vorinclex is a definite problem, man. That card goes big really fast. Titan of Industry, that's fine. Don't give a shield counter. What else would they do though? They're definitely gonna give a shield counter. Oh, they gained 5 life. Wow, okay. That works out for us. Because even though it could potentially be at 9 power here, the
Tarisk
is gonna run right through him, so I can't stop doing that. It's so fun. All right, but that does mean that they return fire with a 5/5. Man, well, 7/7 actually because of the fight. This is tough. This is tough. Maybe this is the move into this. Maybe. It has to be, right? I'm going to play the land out, and then that way we can play out the topiary as well. All right. It is what it is. We have to do this route. We have to go this route. All right, wish me luck. I needed to do it that route because if we go with the and we attack and kill the 8/8, they return fire with 7 powered creatures. So we had to go this route. It is what it is. Not much I can do about it. So now we have a really good blocker against the Titan of Industry. We chump block the 5/5 and then we get this in and we start to look to close the game out. Hopefully, I mean, again, that just, it all depends on what they play here. They get another fight rigging, which means a free card off the top of their deck. Let's hope it's not something crazy good. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth.
Prepare for war.
Toxrill. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I have to kill a Toxrill. It's just doing too much for them, right? Oh, what a nightmare to be in at the moment here. All right, they're gonna block with the 11/11 clearly, or not. Okay, they leave it alive. That's a very big surprise, to be honest. They probably think they have lethal, but I can activate the Lair of the Hydra to make a chump block here on one of these creatures, so we'll go that route. And then they'll walk into dying into the 13/13. Yeah, this is good. This is good. They think they have lethal here. I'm sure they're not thinking about the Lair of the Hydra, I hope. Oh, okay, they got one card left in hand, though. Infinite mana. Ugh. We got to pray that the card in their hand's a land. Okay, they don't walk into the Lair of the Hydra. What? Thought for sure they would. Okay, they do? So I don't need to activate the Lair and just lose it. I don't know what's happening here. They're making some strange plays. Okay, I'm scared. I can't lie. I'm scared. I don't know what the heck the follow-up on this is going to be. A meat hook? For 3 blood on a snow. Okay. And that's how much snow permanence? 5, so they can't get back. Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. Not the best feeling, but it's fine. Totally fine. All right. We're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's get this down. Let's get this down. Now, the only thing that can beat us now is if our opponent plays a Vorinclex. Because the Vorinclex has haste. So it's a very specific card that they need to win the game. But it's very possible and likely it could happen, and if it happens, it happens. I mean, we played our best game here, I think. So there we go. We got it. Good game. Wow, what a game that actually was too. Wow, holy cow. A lot of ramp versus ramp type stuff here, and I mean, this isn't really ramp that they're doing here, but I mean, it is big Golgari stuff. So that was fun. That was a good one. I guess it was kind of ramped. I mean, they're using Ren and 7. I don't know. All right, well, good game. Let's go ahead and break this thing down. that is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break the deck down now in full, but before I do that, just want to say a huge shout out and thank you to everyone who's made it this far into the video. It means the world to me. It helps so much with the YouTube algorithm. I just got to say shout out and thank you to every single person who's made it this far. It means a lot. With that being said, though, let's jump into today's deck and take a look. So yeah, the person I ran into on the ladder was running both the Cultivator Colossus as well as
Tarisk,
and they were absolutely running me over in the late game, and it was really hard to beat because the Cultivator Colossus having trample, obviously a big problem, and then the Tarisk being able to just fight every single creature. I mean, you're gonna win the game at that point. It's pretty apparent, especially because it has Ward 10, but you know, getting to these things is a whole nother story, right? So we got to be able to ramp quickly, and so things like Druid class, I believe, are some of the best ways to ramp in this game, because you know, being able to play additional lands every single turn is very good, especially if you have enough lands that you know you're going to consistently draw into them, like we do today. We have 28 total lands here, and the fact that we also have Yasharn and Renin 7 to back that up by drawing us additional lands off the top of our deck is so good. Especially when we're gaining life along the way, dropping 2 lands a turn. We can be at these Cultivator Colossus and, you know, the Tarisk extremely quick. And if we can't get there fast enough, we've got things like Doomscar along the way to sweep the board up and keep things clean and tidy. And we can then refill the board with things like Felidar Retreat. We've got a lot of, you know, Planeswalkers, enchantments that don't get blown up by Doomscar and then can give us additional value along the way. Speaking of enchantments, we have Glorious Sunrise. This was a late addition to the deck that I really felt like it was needed because of the card draw mechanic. There wasn't a lot of card draw in this deck. There was actually none, to be honest. And we were having a lot of trouble because we were petering out towards the end of the game and not being able to find enough value to keep the engine going. So we had to add Glorious Sunrise in here, and I thought it was a great fit because it obviously draws a ton of cards with every creature that we have in this game, which is great. And then, you know, Topiary Stomper just made a whole lot of sense, obviously, for its ramp mechanics. But yeah, that's pretty simple, man. The deck was easy to put together. We obviously have 2 Lair of the Hydras because we have a ton of lands, but there's a lot more win cons than you might think in this deck. You know, you got the Druid class, the Renin 7, the Felidar Retreat, both these creatures on the top end. All of these can win a game in an instant, and it actually turned out to be fairly powerful. I think this is actually a really good deck. I really enjoyed myself playing it, and I hope you guys do as well. But before I get out of here and conclude today's video, got to give a huge shout out, as always, to the Mardu Mob. If you guys don't know, the Mardu Mob is the membership program here on the channel, so I got to give a huge shout out, as always, to these people to let them know just how much I appreciate them at the end of every video, to let them know that it means the world to me that they're willing to support the channel in the way that they do. And if you guys want to learn more about the Mardu Mob, you can do that by hitting the link down below, or there's a join button next to the subscribe button. You can learn a little bit more about what it is, but it's basically the membership program here on the channel. But yeah, guys, that'll conclude today's video. I believe this comes out on Friday. So thank you guys for sticking with me through the week. Sorry about the failed Tuesday video, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's weeks of videos, and we'll see you guys back here probably on Monday. If I can squeeze in another video tomorrow to make up for time, I will, but it might be tough. But be on the lookout. Maybe hit the notification bell as always, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, guys, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.